Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry about the delayed start to this game. Basically, at the moment, with Melbourne being ridiculously hot for March, we have implemented some additional timeouts just to keep the games going and to allow for our first aiders to deal with making sure no one gets heat stroke or anything like that. So that's why we've got a bit of a late start to this game. My name is Judy Bench. I will be commentating this game for you. Please let me know if you have any sound issues so we can get it adjusted as soon as possible. I'll go through the rosters in a second. However, we do already have a official timeout, so let me just pull up the rosters on screen. Instead of me running through it all, we can at least show who's playing. And then I'll run through it properly later. As I said, there will be some additional breaks during this game. Currently, it is over 35 degrees. And unlike in Queensland, where we have the giant fans, it is very much the case where we have no airflow in here. So it's just very uncomfortable for all the skaters and everyone else. So we're just trying to do our best to get the games played without causing any, heat stroke, dehydration kind of issues. Just bear with me. I'll see if we can get this pumped up a little bit for you. I've just got the amazing Nicola checking out the volume for you, so hopefully we can get this boosted up a bit. However, I do actually talk very quiet myself, so we'll see if we can adjust it and make it a bit easier for you. So for that first jam, the Hitsquad did pick up 3 points before calling it off. Recognising different skaters out there. Also, to all of our Queensland friends, we do miss you. We hope you all are safe. I know it was a little bit of a fizzle in the end, but at the same time, there was enough cause of concern that you couldn't make it. So we do hope you are all safe and sound. So Scramjet has picked up lead, made their pass through, 4 points on the board, taking Hitsquad to 7, Sabers 0. Lining up now, we have Experiment and just trying to work out who the Sabers jammer is. Phantom, from the looks of it. Phantom pushing their way up to the front, up against Scrapple Pie and Denominator Scottish and Rumpy. I believe Lanky is also out there. Lead has gone to Phantom. Rumpy with the drawback on Phantom there. Star pass has occurred. Scottish with the star now. Jam has been called. And Phantom picked up 2 points there. We now have Iron Duchess out there for the Hitsquad, and it looks like Nomad for the Sabers. Duchess through for lead. Chaotic K holding up Nomad, but they're now out on their initial. Nomad managing to squeeze through to get 2 points before the jam had been called off. Taking Sabers to 4 and Hitsquad to 9. Oh, Iron Duchess is their debut for Hitsquad. That's amazing. And looking at how their first jam just went, they're going to be amazing in the future, because they already are. Spoons through for lead very quickly for the Sabers. And Boba Fett through on their initial as well. And it looks like it was 1 point apiece in that very fast jam. Hugs out there on the jammer line between Cutthroat Kins and Phantom. An official timeout has been called, so we'll just be a moment while they've got the time. Go through the roster for the Hitsquad. 000, Rump of Steel Skin. 182, Bomb and Basher. 23, Hammer. 3, Denominator. 32, Scare Bear. 447, Fig Jammer. 6, Chaotic K. 64, Lanky. 708, Daily. 999, Iron Duchess, as I've just found out, in their debut for the Hitsquad. 128, Scottish. 221, Bad Wolf. 24, Riley. 314, Scrapple Pie. 401, Cutthroat Kins. 54, Drop Lair. 626, Hexperiment. 66, Boba Fett. And 747, Scramjet. Official timeout has been called over. New jam on. Phantom through for lead. Cutthroat Kins not far behind. The pack has started to speed up, trying to protect points. Jam has been called. I believe that was only... can't actually quite see what the Jam Ref Mags is holding up, but I think that was 4 points. And 0 for Kins. We now have Scramjet and Spoon, or Spoons, lining up. Scare Bear, I will say you have been missed quite a bit. And I'm sad I didn't get to see Hammer play. So we did have Scramjet through first. However, they did go through on a no pass, no penalty. So they did not pick up lead. And Spoons gets lead for the Sabers. Realised where Scramjet was in relation to themselves and called off the jam. Helps that half of them weren't coming from Queensland. Yeah, that would be part of the benefit. But it does mean the noms got to play for you. So Hexperiment out for lead. Who's that out there for Sabers? Spoons again. So it looks like Spoons is going to be doing quite a number of jams. I have not seen any Vipers, but I will keep an eye out for them. Iron Duchess up again, up against Phantom. Looks like Phantom got through first, however they did cut track, so Duchess still eligible for lead. However, Gary on the outside is calling a cut track as well. So this will be for the full 2 minutes. Both jammers are now back on track. Duchess ran straight into Superfast Jellyfish. And then into Serial, although I think it was more Serial run into Duchess. Phantom going back to the penalty box. Duchess managing to get through the pack. Eligible for scoring with about 20 seconds left on the jam clock. Some good offense there from Scraps, but unfortunately Duchess has been drawn back and now has to go up against Serial and Superfast Jellyfish again with Dr. Zappy, I believe, is one of the others out there in the tripod. At the end of that jam, we are now 20 points to Hitsquad, 11 points to Sabers. Boba fit through super quickly for that lead jam. That was less than 5 seconds to get through to lead. Spoons. Actually, I think people are getting a little bit confused. That's Nomad out there, I should say. I think people are getting confused with the 101 and the 010. I know I definitely am. So Nomad out there for the Sabers. Noms and Wolf holding Nomad back. Boba Fett has run into, who's that? 601, that's Blackburn. He managed to delay them for a little bit, but he's still managing to pick up scores. I definitely agree there's scare. Wolf and Noms being chaos creators, definitely. At the end of that jam, Boba Fett managed to pick up 16 points. No points for Nomad. taking it to 36-11. Kins is lining up again. And is this actually spoons? I cannot see because there is a ref in the way. Yes, spoons lining up now. Kins through nice and quickly. Lanky causing havoc out there for spoons. They got past Lanky and ran straight into Scrapple Pie. Kins calls off the jam after picking up 4 points. That looks like we have Scramjet out there lining up for Hitsquad. However, a timeout has been called for Sabers. So while that's happening, I'm going to pull up the Sabers roster. And we have 010 Nomad, 111 Happy Days, 23 Superfast Jellyfish, 306 Serial, 42 Dr. Zappy, 601 Blackburn, 101 Spoons, 148 Bobcat, 238 Let a Rip, 378 Phantom, 435 Panic, and 99 Fury Rosa. So as I said, there's been quite a few additional timeouts being called during games at the moment, and that's why we have been delayed. This one, though, thankfully was just a team timeout. But yeah, with the heat in the building, the first aid team, Deadly Sports Plus, has given us the advice to take those additional breaks during games. So we apologise for the delayed start, but we are trying to make sure that games do occur regardless. I didn't realise that the roster was still up, so we have Scramjet and Phantom with lead. However, Scramjet is right on them. That was a knockout there by Bobcat, drawing Scramjet back. Phantom has gone through for points. Bad Wolf with the drawback there. Phantom's like, no, stuff that. We have gone to, I believe, our new... We're kind of calling it quarters. So everyone gets just that additional little bit of a break for drinks, respite, being able to get in front of a fan, all that side of things. So while that's happening, looking at the penalties, we've got Scottish on 1, Lanky on 1, and Duchess on 1. And then the only person with penalties for the Sabers is Phantom with 2 cut tracks. Quarter time heat break, yes. It gives the officials a chance to sit down, take their helmets off, air out their hair. So I'm just going to mute my mic for a little bit while I take a little bit of a heat break myself. So just with that halftime comment, so the games are currently staggered a bit because we have had a few sanctioned games, which means we haven't been able to do the heat breaks for them. They're going a little bit more straight through because it's one of those situations where while having a heat break would be good, we don't want to accidentally call it at the wrong time and cause a momentum shift by giving, a team an advantage or disadvantage by having the break when it happens. So track 1 is almost on time, not quite, but fairly close to it, whereas track 2's had a lot more of those unsanctioned games. So definitely a bit of a staggered start, but that hopefully means that there's more chances to watch things when there are breaks, except for now when it's half time. I don't know. Looks like the officials are starting to get back into position, so hopefully we'll be kicking this off again shortly. Rolling whistle has occurred, so teams are going back out there now. Looks like for BCR we will be having Hitsquad out there as jammer. And I think it's spoons for Sabers. Jam is on. Lanky holding back spoons. Getting some support from Scottish and Rumpy. Hitsquad struggling a little bit against the serial-led tripod from the Sabers. Spoons has lead, has called it off. Not sure how many points they picked up. Looks like it was 2 points. It appears we now have Nomad lining up for the Sabers and Duchess back out there. Duchess making Panic work hard to hold her, with Scrapple Pie coming up to provide some offense. Duchess out for lead. Nomad struggling there against, who is that? Fig Jammer, it looks like. Out on their initial now. I will say, if you hadn't have told me that it was Duchess's debut for Hitsquad, I would not have picked it. So definitely got a good one there. I am loving watching her play. Looks like Boba Fett lining up against Phantom. Rumpy providing O for Boba Fett. Super fast jellyfish has been holding up Fett for a bit. Phantom stuck there behind Scottish and Lanky. Star is in hand. Rumpy managing to knock Phantom out just before picking up a penalty, so Phantom's been recycled back into that defensive tripod of hell of Scottish, Scraps and Lanky. Managing to do a little bit of a hot skip and a jump, and Boba Fett just is like, nah, I'm cruising on past. I don't need to worry about jumping over anyone. Picking up points, making it look very easy. Now looks like we have Kins up against Spoons. That kind of, don't know what quite happened there. It kind of looked a bit like a bit of action before the whistle went, but nothing deemed illegal, which is always good. Kins out for lead. Spoons got held up a little bit there. Who was that? I can't see the number from here. I don't think I have that number listed. No, I did not have that number listed. Oh well. They did amazing. They held up the jammer, so we have Scramjet out there for lead. Nomad chasing them down. Hit out at the front. Scramjet calling it off as they were being recycled back. An official timeout has been called. Looks like this time it's for track maintenance. I saw someone mention before, track maintenance, it's a part of tawny life. I do believe Hexperiment is up to jam against Spoons. Spoons almost out for lead. Got hit out at the very last second, and Hexperiment has picked up lead. Pack took a little bit of time to realise what was going on before they started sprinting forward to protect their points. Hexperiment calls it off. Sabers picked up 2 points. Zero there for Experiment. Another official timeout. Not quite sure what's going on there, but the jam timer has gone down towards the SBO, so hopefully it's just a quick check-in with the time that's up on the visible scoreboard. It looks like CRG, our scoreboard system, has a little bit of a hiccup.
Yep, it's done the thing again.
Just getting confirmation from our tech guru that there's issues, so she's just trying to get it all set up again. Hopefully it won't take too long. Just while we get the scoreboard all fixed up again, Rumpy has just come over to me to say, can you say hi to Menace for us? And yes, Menace, we do definitely miss you down here. I'm glad you'll be managing to do tournament head related stuff in your own little setup. But yes, Menace, BCR misses you down here, wishes you were here, as does the rest of the East Coast Clash crew. Okay, there has been some big cheers going out there. Not quite sure what's going on. I think the projector might have overheated as well as CRG having a hiccup. So I'm just going to see what I can find out. Okay, so what is happening is we've had the CRG hiccup and the projector has now decided that it's gone kaput. So we've gone to the old school style of someone walking around with a whiteboard putting up the scores. However, they are completely down the other end of the track. So I can't see what scores are. As you will notice on the stream, we have lost our overlays because CRG is not working. So every few jams, I will wander down, get a score update for you, and we'll make it up as we go along. Hopefully we can make this work. So yeah, it definitely is the shrug emoji happening in real life. Things are broken and we don't know why. I'm going to blame heat just purely because it is hot and we're in Victoria and this is a weird phenomenon to be dealing with heat. I know that's not actually the cause of it, but that's what I'm going to blame. In the meantime, Duchess out for lead and unfortunately falling just as she hits the pack again. Wolf with the drawback. And it looks like it's Phantom has the star in their hand as Wolf is there making their life hell. Duchess has gotten through for some points there. And I am now just going to quickly change screens because we are just having a first aid break now. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is the situation where ice packs would actually work. I'm not the tech guru, so the fact that we're in this situation, I kind of really don't know what's going on. I can only go off what I've been told, which is things aren't working. We kind of don't know why. It's not necessarily everything overheating, but some of it could be overheating. So, yeah, I don't know. While we are in this break, I'm going to go down and get an updated score. Okay, currently the score is 73 to 23 with Hitsquad leading. Our injured skater has gotten up and is skating off under their own power, so everything looks good from that regards. Massive thanks to Deadly Sports Plus for providing our first aid for us. They are also sponsoring our penalty box. BCR is taking time to pose for some pictures while we are in this break. Looking absolutely glamorous over there, so when you see that on Instagram or Facebook, they looked impeccable. That looks like it spoons up against Kins. False start given to Scrapple Pie. Spoon's dancing through with a bit of a spin move to get lead. Kin's not that far behind. Spoons hitting the pack and calling it off quickly, picking up 1 point there. Scarebear, I will forward those Trop Cup tips across as a potential fix, hopefully for tomorrow. But yeah, as I said, I don't know if it's overheating or not. I think part of it is, part of it isn't. So yeah, not quite sure what's going on. Nomad out for lead. Scramjet now through on their initial pass. Nomad really pushing the boundary as to how long they can hold off calling to try and pick up more points before calling it off to make sure that Scramjet didn't pick up any. Managed to pick up 1 point there for Saber. Looks like Hitsquad out there. And spoons. Picking up a cut before they get out on their initial. So I will double check. Does Hexperiment go by Stitch most of the times? Is that the best name to call them? Okay. I'll refer to them as Stitch. I figured it was a Stitch reference considering the 626. But yeah, just wanted to double check if that is their main nickname or not. Amazing. Thank you very much, chat, for helping me out with that. Duchess up again. Is that Nomad that they're up against? I can't quite see numbers. That looks like Nomad, yes. Nomad through for lead. Duchess right behind. And calling it off before either can hit the pack. I was just getting some details given to me about the next game that's coming up after this one, so I do apologise for muting you for that period of time. Spoons in the pack trying to pick up some points. Bubba Fit through on their initial. Both jammers now scoring points. Yeah, basically, because whatever's happened to CRG has occurred, CRG was controlling all of the overlays. So I basically am sitting all the way down the other end of the track with no ability to see times, jams like jams done, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of my issue is I'm not getting any information to provide you in terms of being able to update you in a reasonable time. I am trying to get score updates run down to me, but that means running past the benches, so not actually happening. In the meantime, we have Wolf pulling Phantom back, and that looks like Kin's being caught up in a tripod there at the front of the pack. Now, I do know that jam went for a little bit longer than what it normally would have because they were waiting to get noms out of the penalty box. That's occurred, so jam gets called off. And it looks like it is now half time. I'm going to wander down, get a score update for you, let you know roughly how long this half time is going to go for, and then take a little bit of a break. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience with what's going on. Lots of difficulties happening at the moment. As mentioned earlier, weather has been a difficulty for all parties involved or no longer involved, but here in spirit. So yeah, I'll go and get a score, let you know how it is, let you know a rough estimate of when it will be back, and I'll catch you later. So currently, as you can see there, we have Redacted posing with the scoreboard whiteboard showing Hit City 89 to Sabers 37. But that is basically our scoreboard of the moment. Redacted is doing an amazing job posing with the scoreboard. I believe it is a 20-minute halftime, so we'll be back shortly. everything here? It's me. I have so many issues. But yeah, we're
Can we just pick one out of the box? And
we
read
we
it
are
out?
currently at halftime. I have no idea how long left because we have no scoreboard currently.
I heard it overheats.
It's no,
It's a
it's more
mixture.
than that. So the projector overheated, but CRG has a different issue. So we've lost all overlays. We currently have redacted walking around with a whiteboard to say what the scores are. So lots of things going on.
Okay. Okay.
And we are currently about an hour behind.
Yeah, both, all of them do. Yeah.
Yeah, they're currently in a hold as well because they too are having the same issue with CRG.
Is COG here or in there?
I'm not sure how Nick has it set up. But yeah, so the next game is delayed to start. However, Bob has told me that Convicts have had to port.
Yes, I have received that news that they have sorted it to tomorrow.
Yeah, and so they're like Slavathon, Shreds are going to be playing for them and a couple of other
Why did they
guests.
forfeit?
Not a lot enough roster and something got hurt.
Yeah, so they only, I believe they only had like 12 before they started. They only had 2 games. One of them was Adrian.
Yeah, then you start running out of steam at that
The
point,
other
yeah.
game also was like a new game.
So yeah, it's more.
It's a numbers game.
Plus the temp, plus everything else.
Yeah.
It's just,
Plus playing Thunder. It's not really, you don't want to play
So yeah, lots of things going on. Everything's delayed, but we'll get through.
yeah, look, nobody's died, that's the main thing.
Not yet. And
Yet.
actually, normally in Queensland, someone would have fainted by now.
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
think
good
that's
point.
happened yet.
But Queensland also has giant ass fans on the roof because they're like, oh, let's do something smart.
But yeah, apparently the main thing keeping most of us going is the fact that they're pulling additional heat breaks. But they can't do that during sanction games as well.
Well, it won't be sanctioned anymore. If it's
I know, but
No, no, you're all good.
lots of fun.
chaos.
That was supposed to be last time.
It
Okay, we've just been given a roughly 5-minute warning, so we'll be back from halftime very, very soon. I have been told the officials are basically all switching over to old school paper and pen from the electronic system since we are so far behind. So yeah, as I am able to get updates, I will give you updates, but that might be a little bit slow going. Okay, we have less than 2 minutes before the game gets underway again. As I mentioned, because of the issues with CRG and the projector, the officials have decided that they will be going back to paperwork for this one instead of trying to utilise the electronic penalty tracking kind of thing. And Redacted will hopefully be able to come by with scores at the heat break intermission, so we can give you a bit of an update on scores. At this stage, though, it is approximately a 52-point lead to BCR. I believe I said earlier that it was 89 to 37. If I remember that correctly, then yes, it is a 52-point score. Redacted is over there posing now with 2 whiteboards and getting lots of cheers for their sexy posing. We do have Spoons up against Kinsley. Or Kins. Kins straight into Cereal. Serial hits the ground and unfortunately takes Spoons out. Kins picks up lead. Kins picking up points. Spoons still caught in the pack. Nice star stash there for Spoons to get out of the pack. Kins picks up another 4 points and calls. If I am correct, that should take it to 97 to 37. We have Boba Fett lining up against Nomad. Nomad out quickly for lead. Nom's providing a little bit of O for Boba Fett, who now only has one person left to pass. Nomad back into the pack. Boba Fett on their initial. Nomad watching Snapper yelling at them to call, but decides to waste a little bit of time before they do that call, before calling it off. That was 4 points to Nomad, 0 to Boba Fett. So that should now be 97 to 41. Having to remember scores off the top of my head is going to be fun. Scramjet through for a very quick lead for Hitsquad. And Phantom has star in hand and taking on Lanky and Rumpy there. Star pass has occurred. And Panic is now the jammer. That looks like in that last pass it was either a 1 or 2 point. And this is where, because I can't actually see, I'm not going to be able to do ongoing score updates. But yes, BCR still maintaining that lead. We have Spoons up against, I believe that is Duchess, who makes quick work of that inside line. Bad Wolf is drawing Spoons back, giving Spoons definitely a bad time there. Duchess in and scoring. Picking up 4 points there. Spoons are out now on their initial. Duchess calling it off. I believe they should now be over 100 points, but I'm not 100% certain in relation to the score. That looks like it is Stitch lining up against Nomad. Nomad taking on Rumpy, getting past them, out for lead. Stitch isn't that far behind. Nomad calls the jam off. Stitch trying to convince Mags, the jam ref, that they scored 2 points, and Mags is like, nope, no points. Nil point. Kins up against Phantom. Phantom taking a moment. They kind of accidentally made high contact with Scottish. Not a deliberate action, but they did take their time a little bit to come back into play before star passing to Superfast Jellyfish. Kins calls it off. Hopefully Phantom is okay, and it was just a little bit of a shock whiplash. Kind of thin and not actually anything more than that. I do believe an official timeout has been called. There was almost a delay of game. 5 seconds had been called and there was no team out there for BCR. We will be getting a score very soon as Redacted is once again making their way around with their whiteboards. So BCR on 114, Sabers on 43. I think we have Spoons lining up against Scramjet, if I am seeing correctly. OPRs are going in to grab a drink. I don't think this is the heat break, but I'm not 100% certain. Rumpy's leading a powwow of information with a mix of both BCR and Sabers while they're waiting to find out what's going on. Bit of singing happy birthday there. I didn't quite catch the name of who they were singing for. We are underway again with Scramjet picking up lead. And it does look like that incident that I saw in regards to a bit of contact to the head has led to Phantom being checked out by the medics just to be on the safe side. We now have Duchess up against Nomad. Duchess out for lead. Nomad not too far behind, getting the go to call it off. Stitch out there against Spoons. Bit of contact there between Spoons and Stitch. Spoons has been sent to the Deadly Sports penalty box. Stitch picking up lead. The last score update that we got, I believe it was around 114 to 47. Not 100% certain on the Sabers score. And that was a couple of minutes ago, so Hitsquad is leading. Stitch is doing a little bit of audience entertainment as they're making their way around. Spoons has returned to track. Stitch being held up there a bit by, I believe, Dr. Zappi and a few others. Jam gets called off. Coming up after this game was supposed to be a sanctioned game between Thunder and Orange Thunder, so VRDL Thunder and CCR Orange Thunder. Unfortunately, due to numbers and the heat, CCR has had to forfeit that game. However, there will still be a game being played, and that's going to be a friendly. So it will be Thunder versus Convict City and Friends, with a bit of a mash-up team for Convict City. In the meantime, that looks like Nomad out as lead. Boba Fett has just managed to get out on their initial. The call of points has gone through for Nomad. Snapper on the bench was telling Nomad to call it, and Nomad's like, no, I am continuing to run this while I'm picking up points. Boba Fett out. Almost out of the engagement zone before Dr. Zappi lands a decent hit on them. Perfectly legal, but a very decent hit. Nomad picking up more points. Boba Fett picking up points. A little bit of chaos at the back of the pack. Almost taking out the ref by accident. Everyone standing, skating back to the benches. All good. I think the gods heard the words chaos clash and decided that they wanted to make the whole tournament chaos. I think that's the only explanation for everything going on at the moment. Kin's out for lead. Spoon's trying to get past Lanky and Scrapple Pie. Spoon's out on their initial. Kin's doing the whole, am I calling this late or what am I doing? I'm calling it. Very, very much looking like a plane going past with their arms out going, well, when am I doing this? We have Duchess out there again. up against Nomad. Chaos K with some good O there to break up the pack a bit for Duchess. Now, if I remember correctly, well, I don't think the last Happy Birthday being sung was for Kay, but I do believe that it is Kay's birthday, if I remember correctly from them officiating earlier. So happy birthday to Kay, if I am correct with that. Duchess out for lead. Nomad out on their initial as well. Duchess calling it off before Nomad can hit the pack. We've got Scramjet heading out there up against Spoons. Late penalty call being given to Serial for the Sabers. Jam underway again, and Scramjet out for lead. Star is off and in hand of Spoons. Scramjet already back and through the pack, picking up points. That was a beautiful hit there by Fig Jammer. I do believe we are now into our heat break. So that will be approximately a 5-minute break. I'm going to leave the stream on, but I will be muting for a little bit. Actually, before I do that, Redacted is coming past with scores, so I will give a score update and then I'll mute. Okay, Hitsquad 143, Sabers 53. There is approximately 15 minutes left of this game. Okay, we have the rolling whistle for this heat break to be over. As mentioned in chat, current score is 143 to 53. We have Nomad lining up there for the Sabers up against Boba Fett. Boba Fett almost getting a beautiful outside line. At the last second, Dr. Zappi managing to hit them out, allowing Nomad to pick up lead. Boba Fett doing a whole heap of spins on the inside. Not quite managing to do it without cutting track, so having to reset. Nomad picking up 4 points. 4 points there for Boba Fett as well. Jam has been called off. It looks like BCR might have picked up another 2 points in that jam. I couldn't quite see the hand signal of the Sabers jam ref. Spoons has headed out to the jammer line, as has Stitch. Spoons was pointing out to Stitch which way they should go, and Stitch started to move into that area, and Spoons hit them. However, in doing so, Spoons got caught up in the pack, and Stitch managed to get through relatively easily to pick up lead. Stitch picked up all 4 points there. And we might be able to get a couple of additional score updates. The commentators for next game have offered to try and drop in a few scores for me. So hopefully we'll be able to update that a little bit more frequently than otherwise. Nomad out there with lead. Scramjet chasing them down very, very fast. Nomad deciding not worth it and calling it off before either hit the pack. I think the score is somewhere in the vicinity of 151 to 57. Reverend Townsend is heading over to try and double check that, if our maths is correct or not. Duchess having an absolute blinder of a debut game with Hitsquad. Out for lead. However, missed the drawback there by Blackburn. So being called on a cut, being sent to the Deadly Sports Plus penalty box. Spoons out on their initial. Picking up 4 points there. Duchess back out. Re-entering the pack. Nomad has pulled their star off, looking for a star pass, while Duchess is back on another scoring pass. So at the end of the last jam, not this jam, end of the last jam, it was 159 to 52. And BCR has called for a timeout. And we have Redacted coming around with the scores again. 163 to 54 or 64. I couldn't quite say. I think it'd be 54, but I'm not 100% certain because that was too quick. But yes, BCR starting to get a bit of a significant lead. And sometimes I say the obvious. Nomad versus Kins. Nomad ad for lead. Kins trying to do a bit of a bean dip, but not managing to be successful. A few people hit the ground. Kins now out on their initial. Nomad is scoring. Just having to get past Noms and K. But unable to calling it off before Kins can hit the pack. Boba Fett is lining up against Spoons. It does look like Wolf might be in the penalty box. At least the pivot is, from just trying to see if I can work it out. And it does look like Wolf. Spoons out for lead. One person left for Boba Fett to get past and has managed to do so. And Spoons calling from the ground, the jam off, picking up 2 points, I believe. Full complement of blockers for both teams. And Scramjet managing to bust through the pack to pick up lead. Nomad struggling against Wolf, K and Noms, but managing to get past. Scramjet has already picked up 4 points and is right on Nomad's tail. Been given the direction to call it off while the pack had sped up, preventing both jammers from scoring any more points in that jam. Stitch through on the inside line. Spoon's been held up by Rompy and I think it's Figgy. Spoons with Star in hand. Star pass has occurred. Fury Rosa now with the Star. Being taken to the outside by Scottish and Lenky there. Cut has been given to Fury Rosa, allowing Stitch to call off to maximise the new jammer having a power jam start. We have approximately 5 minutes remaining. And it looks like they've given Duchess the Star for this power jam start. Team timeout has been called. And Redacted has the Sabers on 73 to Hitsquad on 176. And professional heckler extraordinaire Glam is yelling from the sidelines. Didn't quite work out what they were saying, but they are definitely getting into the spirit of this game, I think, maybe. Nom's doing a little shimmy out there after telling me that he doesn't dance. And we have Duchess and Kay doing a bit of spinning circles together. Quite cute. I appreciate the chat score updates. Thank you so much for that. It does help me out because I always forget what I just said. As mentioned, Duchess is out there on a power jam. Jammer having sat down during the lineup period, so it's a full 30-second power jam. Yeah, Jambi, Noms was telling me that he doesn't dance and then he's doing a little shimmy. I feel like that's a bit... He was telling me fibs. Duchess picking up another 4 points. They are now back on another power jam as Fury Rosa just got called for a forearms penalty while having the Star in hand. Duchess calling from the ground. And Kins has been sent out for a power jam start. Some fierce tripod work there from the Sabers, with Scottish trying to break it up and help Kins out. Out of play gets called. Kins picks up lead. Fury Rosa is back on track. Star is in hand for them. So they are looking for Spoons as pivot. However, they've decided they're going it alone. And Kins calls it off from the ground. So the jam before this one, the score was 183 to 73. We have Nomad up against Boba Fett. Both jammers hitting the pack, trying to push their way through. Nomad picking up lead. Wolf giving directions to Boba Fett that they were safe to enter where they were. They didn't have to recycle. It's always good when your teammates actually provide you with that information. And then Wolf followed, I think that was Wolf who followed it up with a nice hit out on Nomad. Boba Fett recycled right to the back there by Dr. Zappy. And then recycled back by Bobcat. Wolf decided to get into the drawback and pulled Nomad to the back. Boba Fett picking up some points as well before Nomad calls it off. And Jambi, I hope you've been safe with everything going on up in Queensland. Not sure if you were down for any additional training down here or if you were remaining in Queensland, so I hope you're safe and everything is good. Looks like we have Scramjet lining up and Spoons, who has decided they're going to go from a kneeling start at this stage. Redacted is coming past with score update. Looks like Sabers on 83 to 190. Reverend's just going to give me an update. Okay, correction, 85 to 190. We've now upgraded to having 2 whiteboard walkers for us. However, both of them forget to slow down when they come past the commentator desk. About to get this jam underway again. Massive hit there by Scramjet. However, that was a no pass, no penalty, so they did not pick up lead. Not realising that, they did try to desperately call it off. However, Mags, their jam ref, was very quick to point out nope. However, making the best of this method, Scramjet's just starting to do some laps there. Beautiful whip there from Panic to get Spoons out. And Spoons has been awarded lead jammer. Beautiful hit out there by Lanky, making Spoons recycle. And Spoons calls it off before Scramjet can pick up any more points. Just heard 4 whistles, so not sure what's going on at the moment because the jam had already finished. Okay, I believe that was full time. And Jambi, I'm so glad to hear you're safe. From what I've heard from a lot of people, thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Okay, for final scores, Hitsquad 197 to the Sabers 86. And as I said, I believe that is the end of the game. Thank you so much for joining me on this scuffed stream of the game. That was actually a lot of fun watching that gameplay. I was quite happy to put on this game as I don't get to watch either team play all that often. And for a debut, Duchess has picked up a new fan in me. That was an amazing game by them, so absolutely love watching them, and I'll love to see how they proceed in the future. Thank you all very much, and I'm going to leave the stream there so then they can set up for the next one since we are so far behind time. Bye.